At 10 tonight, some Southern Arizona leaders are very concerned about federal funding to support shelters like Casa Alitas soon running dry.
So the question, what happens when the money runs out for good? News 4 Tucson's Eric Fink has the latest from two people in our community on the front lines of this crisis.
Since 2019, Pima County and the city of Tucson have partnered together with non-governmental organizations like Casa Alitas to provide temporary shelter for migrants. The current round of funding runs out March 31st, and without more federal money, something that hasn't happened here in more than 4 years could enter the picture. This partnership between the county, the city of Tucson, and Casa Alitas has kept migrant street releases from happening on our streets in Pima County for the last several years. But Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos knows the clock is ticking.
Whether you believe they're here legally or illegally, it doesn't matter. What do you do when they're brought into your community and dropped off at a bus station? Do we just leave them there? No shelter, no food, no guidance or direction.
On Friday, the House passed an appropriations bill for the next few months that would include money for migrant shelters to stay open. Now that bill must pass the Senate and then get signed by President Joe Biden.
If Congress does not pass a bill that allows for the funds to come back, we are going to be looking at street releases. We're already facing a housing crisis. We're already facing some crises with shelter.
Nanos argues there's a chance this issue won't be resolved until after the presidential election at the earliest.
They talk about political will. I don't think there's a will in Washington to get this done. And that is a sad statement.
Two Arizona Democratic congressmen, Raul Grijalva and Greg Stanton, sending a letter to the Department of Homeland Security and FEMA, saying in part, quote, "We urge FEMA and DHS to quickly award an initial round of funding to border communities so they can continue their necessary operations and minimize the impact on local communities."
Sometimes we just have to give in. Sometimes you just have to say, this is too important. We need to do something now. We'll see.
I'm Eric Fink, News 4 Tucson.